you're going to look at is timing of elements. If you are familiar with Selenium or Cypress, you know that the render weights and how elements are rendered is very critical. So there is explicit weight, there are implicit weights, there's a whole science between how to do this, and we basically do a lot of that handling automatically. So we're going to illustrate this with the speed and the weight game. So what we're going to start by doing, like we always do, is we're going to create a new module, and we're going to call this module timing. And note that just like you would do in your application, you would probably, I'm basing my module names off these headers here, okay? And then I basically call my test names will be maybe speed or weight, etc. So inside of timing, I will create a new test called speed game or speed. Let's just call it speed. And of course I can navigate to speed, but I actually know the URL. So I can put in the relative URL to be speed game, and I can submit. And as soon as I hit this little window, it will basically, you see the little 2 ones here, it's actually going to take me directly to the speed game. The speed game is simple, okay? What it's trying to do, it's saying, it's kind of randomizing. You hit a button, and then it's randomizing between 1 and 10 seconds, and then a button appears. And then we want to hit this button as fast as we can, okay? So, of course, if I would do it directly in the browser, I would hit start game, and it would be, where is this button appearing? And I would try to be as fast as I can, and then suddenly I hit end game, and it tells me my reaction time. Very simple, but it will illustrate something in test automation for us. So what I will do is I will reload this page, and then instead, I'm just going to record the action. So I hit start game, and then I wait for it to appear, and then I hit end game. Okay, I now have the start game and the end game thing. So let me try and run this now to see what happens. You see? Endgame was taking too long, so it didn't hit endgame in time. So we got this thing which allows us to retry or to pick the element from the screen. This is great functionality to repair the test, but what's the problem? What are we missing here? What we want to do is we got to say, hey, the default waiting time in Boozang is 2 seconds. So you hit this little clock here to set custom delay or timeout. So of course I could delay this for like 10 seconds. But then it's always going to wait 10 seconds. That doesn't make sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the timeout to 11,000. What that means is I'm expecting this to take a maximum 11 seconds. So let's try this again. You see what happened? We get a little blue swatch here telling me, oh, we customized something here. But let's see what happens. Okay, I think we gotta refresh this test. So I'll just hit that. It refreshes the page. And then let's run it again. You see now that it's telling us that it's waiting. You customize the wait. We're waiting around for this button to appear. And then you see that Boozang hits it only 383 milliseconds. What this illustrates is that it's great with timeouts. You almost always want to use timeouts because if something takes long, you're not doing unnecessarily waits. It just keeps retrying, checking if this is available, and then it hits it as soon as it can. So 95% or 98% of the time, if you have something that is slow, you want to increase the timeout. One thing worth noticing is Boozang actually sees all the outgoing requests. So if a request is hanging, Boozang can automatically adjust these timeouts. So when you're recording, it will automatically extend the timeouts for things that seem to be taking long.